Daf in Sector Sanhedrin, that Pei Beis Amud Aleph, was starting from the last line on Pei Aleph Amud Beis. Habayil Aram is one who lives with who has intercourse with Aram is. So we learned in the Mishnah the Kanoim, the zealots, could kill him. Vaymin Rav Kan Rav Kan had to effect Ashar from Rav. Like by Kanoim, what if the zealot did not kill him right at the time of the act? Well, what's the punishment? In Sheirav Gemara. So it says Rav forgot what he has been taught from his Rebbe. He didn't know what to answer. It happened to Rav Kahana in his Chalayim, the pasuk he had seen Bagda Yehuda with Nasis of Yisrael Yerushalayim. It says that Yehuda was treacherous, and an abomination was done between Yisrael and in Yerushalayim. Because Yehuda desecrated the holiness of Hashem, which he loves, and he lived with a strange god. Also, Rav Kana came and he said to Rav, this is what was said in my Chalam. And when Rav Kana heard the pasuk, and when Rav heard the pasuk, Atkei Rav legamrei, Rav immediately remembered what his teacher had told him. Benageya, to one who lives with the Aramis, what's the din? Bug the Yehuda, it says the Yehuda was treacherous, so Avid Zicham is referring to that Yehuda served the idols. So it says, Benagayah to Avid Zicham came begadet and be Beis no Masha. So you have treacherously went against me, the house of Yisrael, against Hashem, no, because I'm Hashem, was saving. That's the Yisrael Yerushalayim. And abomination was done in Yisrael and in Yerushalayim. That's one who lies with a man, like living with a woman. And so it says in the pasuk, a man should not live with another man in the way a man lives with a woman, because it's abomination. Because he has been mechalel the holiness of Hashem. He has desecrated the holiness of Hashem. That words of the pasuk is referring to Zaina. So it says in the pasuk, there shouldn't be a woman Zaina from the daughters of Yisrael. She shouldn't make herself hefker. And the same thing with Yisrael. The end of the pasuk is that a man shouldn't seek to make himself hefker to women and seek for women to live with. And he lives with strange gods. This is referring to somebody who has intercourse with a kusis. And the pasuk afterwards it says, "Malacha yachas Hashem leish asher yasana eir ve'eina ma'al Yaakov v'makish mincha laHashem tzvakis." It says Hashem will cut off this to this man that will do it, will do any of these avedas. And are the sharp ones, and the one and those that answer from the tents of Yaakov, and will not bring a mincha of Hashem. So it's brought down in the pasuk, Im Talmud Chacham hu, if he's a Talmud Chacham, he won't have a son who'll be sharp to understand and ask shilas from the Chachamim. And he won't have a son that will be a Chacham and know how to answer the shaylas of the Talmidim. And if he's not a Talmud Chacham nor a Kohen, upon him the pasuk says, Yachs Hashem leish asher yasana. From here we learn out, and I'm sorry, if he's a Kohen, he won't have a son that will bring a mincha to Hashem. And if he's not a Talmud Chacham or a Kohen, then it says he will be cut off. Hashem will cut off to a man that will do these avedas. So from here we learn out the punishment of somebody who lives with a kusi if the Kanoim did not kill him, if the zealot did not kill him. Whoever lives on intercourse with a kusis, says if he's marrying a guy, idols. That he lived with this strange god. In fact, Is there a bas? Meaning, is it possible to marry a strange god? Surely not. Elazar, rather, it's referring to Abala Kusis. It's been to a person who has intercourse with a Kusis. It's written on the skull of the king of Yehoiakim, who was one of the last kings of Yehuda. He did only what's evil in Abishter's eyes, and we learn, it says over there, that there will be a Nakama. There was a Nakama already, and there will be a future Nakama on his skull as well. It says a double punishment. So it says the story, he brings down the story of Rabbi Chiba Avuya was Zekenai Rabbi Preda, was the Zayda of Rabbi Preda. Ashkach HaHugel Gosa, he found this skull, the Havashati B'Shar Yerushalayim, that was thrown by the gates of Yerushalayim. On it was written, this and another. So Rabchia tried to bury it, and it kept on coming out. He buried it again and came out again. He says, this skull will show Yehoiakim. He belongs to Yehoiakim, because it says in the pasuk, it means just like the a dead chamer you don't bury, rather you throw it la'ashvat, you throw it into the garbage outside the city, distant from the gate. So too the goof of Yehoiakim is thrown from outside the gates of Yerushalayim. Amar Rabchia said to himself, Malkahu v'lavayir charav v'vazuye. He's the Chfarta king. Yehoiakim was a king, a Jewish king. It's not right that his skull should be thrown out bibizayin in a shameful way. So what did he do? He took it, he wrapped it up in silk clothing, and he placed it in a closet. His wife, the wife of Rebbe, came and saw this skull. She went out and told her neighbors. Neighbor said, "Hi, the he says, the neighbors told her this is for sure the skull of his first wife, that he cannot forget about her. Shagar Tanura, she heated up the oven, she turned on the oven, and burned his skull. Yes, when Rebbe came back home, he became aware of what happened to the skull. This is what it says in the pasuk. Zais, besides this, that his head was being thrown around in the streets by the gates of Yerushalayim, that now it got even burnt. So that's an addition. Yasa Avdimi, when Avdimi came from Exile to Babel, Amma based in of Chashmonai, Gaza Habal Hakusis Chai, were decreed that Chashmonai that lives with a Kusis is Chayiv, meaning he gets punished. Allah Mishum, because of the sins of the Hashatevis of Najga. That means Nida, Nun is Nida, Shin is Shivcha, and the Gimel is Goya, and the Aleph is Eishes Ish. He also Rabin, so he gets punished for all four. He also Rabin, Amma Mishum Najgaz. He says Nida, Shivcha, Goya the same, but the Zayin is Zayna, and not, like we said, Aleph Eishes Ish. Says Aval Ravin continue Mishum. Why didn't he say because of Ishus? Because Mishum Ishus Eslo. A man is not chayiv for Eishes Ish when he lives with a guy, because there's no dinei Ishus by Kusim. Because Tam Kusis is Hefke and it's not designated to marriage for a single man. So therefore it's not similar to Eishes Ish. What about the Rav Dimi? How does he hold that the Bezdin of Chashmonayim had decreed one who lives with a kusim even because of Eishes Ish, there's no din Eishes Ish by kusim. So the Gemara answers, Neshayu Vadai Lo Mifkei. The kusim was sure weren't mafked of women to go and live with other men. So therefore it was similar to Eishes Ish, and therefore they did put a decree on them. Amar Rav Chisda, meaning whoever lives with a kush he's going to be over mitzad or punished as living with a Eishes Ish. Amar Rav Chisda. Rav Chisda said, Akanoi Abal Malach, that comes to ask what to do b'shas Maisa, Eimerlei. We don't tell him what the psak din is. Itmanami also learned that in the base Hamedesh, that Amar Rabba Bacha, we learned the base of Amar Rabba Bacha, Amar Rabbi Yechnen, Amar Rabbi said in the name Rabbi Yechnen, Abal Malach, one who comes to ask b'shas Maisa of the act, if you should kill the one that's living with the Adamas, we don't pass him. Not only this, only if Zimri separated himself, if Zimri would have separated himself from Cosby after living with her, and then Baragi Pinchas, and then Pinchas would have killed him, or killed them, not a galaf, he Bezdin would have had to kill him. Now, Zimri, what's if Zimri turned over in the time when Pinchas would have came to kill him, regular Pinchas, and he would have killed Pinchas, ain't that a galov? He would not get killed in Bezdin. Pinchas was the Gabi Zimmer, was considered Zareida after the act was finished. It says in the Torah, Shefti Yisrael, Maisha said to the Shefti Yisrael, kill all those men that served the Baal Pei. So commanded Hashem, in order that the anger of Hashem should calm down. Hello, Shifti Shel Shimon, Eitzel Zimri ben Solo. The whole Shevet of Shimon went to the leader, Zimri ben Solo. When they saw people are getting killed for this that they serve the parade. So what happened? Amalai, they shaved it. Hey, Donim, didn't the first about the Yeshua is Shasek? They're paskening death to our Shevet, and you're sitting and being quiet. So what did Zimri do? It's Rabbi Elohim. So he got 24,000 Jews. He went to Cosby. So Amalai, he said, Ashmili, live with me. Amalai, Bas Malchani. I'm the daughter of a king. And so did my father command. I shouldn't listen only to the greatest of the Jews. He said, I'm also a leader of a Shevet. I'm Zimri, that's even greater than Moshe Rabbeinu. Shehu, Zimri was from Shevet Shimon. What was Shenel Abatin? He was the second to Ruvain, the oldest. But Moshe Rabbeinu was from Shevet Levi, which is Shlish Abatin, was the third to the oldest. So Zimri grabbed her by her ponytail via Eitzel Moshe and brought it to Moshe Amalai. So Zimri said to Moshe ben Amram, Zu Asur Oyimuteres. He said, Moshe, Zimri asked him, is Midyanis Mut the Asur or is it Kazbasur is a Mut or Asur? She was a Midyanis. Even Tem Asur Hili, and if you're going to say, this is Asur to me, Bas Yisra, me Hitirullah, who allowed you to marry Yisra? This is Yisra's daughter. That moment, the Salman manner, Moshe didn't halacha. Moshe, it was concealed for him, the halacha that was said to him on Sinai, that Aboyel Aram is Kanoim Pagam Bay, that the zealous could kill him. Go Kulam. It says that all the Bnei Yisrael raised their voice and cries. They were weeping and crying. And this is what it says in the Pasuk. That they were crying by the entrance of Ayom Mara. What did Pinchas see that others didn't? He saw the mice of Zimri that he lived with Cosby the Midyanis. And this guy halacha, and he reminded himself of the halacha that he learned from Moshe in this Inyan. Amalai Pinchas said to Moshe, Achi Avi Abba, my great uncle, Lei Kachli Madatani, this is not what you taught us. But when you came down from my one who lives with Akusis, the zealots could kill him. Amalai, so Moshe said, the one that read this letter should be the shliach to do the punishment, meaning to kill, should be the zealot one to kill Zimri and Cosby. Shmuel says that Pinchas saw, meaning he reminded himself of the pasuk, Ein chachma ve'ein tvuna, there's no wisdom, there's no understanding, ve'ein eitzah, and there's no counsel, l'neged Hashem, going against Hashem. Meaning, komak sheyesh chila Hashem, ein chol can cover l'rav. Wherever there's a chash of chila Hashem, there's no time to give cover to Rav, even though they have chachma and tvuna and eitzah, you have to take care of it right away. Rabbi Yitzchak, Amam, Shem Rabbi Lezer. Rabbi Yitzchak said the name of Rabbi Lezer. Rosh Haba Malach. He saw the Malach HaMavis came. V'hishchis ba'am. And he was destroying the Jewish people. It was a Magefa. He understood. He has to do something immediately. So it says, V'yok mitei chayido v'yikach remich b'yodei. Pinchas was sitting between the Sanhedrin, and he took a spear in his hand. There was no spear in the Sanhedrin because he weren't allowed to have metal. So he got up, left the Sanhedrin, took a spear in his hand in order to kill Zimri, in order to stop the Magefa. Since the pasuk says we come from here, we learn out that you're not allowed to enter with Klei Zayin into the Beis Hamedrash, because since the pasuk says he left to take his spear, he had to get up from the Sanhedrin to take his spear. It's mashma. At the time when he was sitting between the Sanhedrin, he didn't have a spear. He took off the iron piece from the spear, and he put it in his beged, nishan, and he was leaning on the stake. He was using it as a wooden stick to lean on. Once he reached the Shevet Shel Shimon, he said to them, where do we find that Shevet Levi is greater than Shevet Shimon? If you guys are mafki yourselves to do your needs with the Bnei Ismail, why can't I do it just like them? What, is Shevet Levi more chashuv than Shimon? It doesn't say that. So why should I be separated? So they said to each other, they said, let him come in to the tent and do with his needs, live with these women. Nichnas, he entered, and those that saw him said, if Pinchas does like us, even the Fruma were matter. There were 6 miracles that happened to Pinchas when he killed Zimri. One, Zimri should have just separated from Cosby and he would have saved himself from death. And he didn't separate. Another one, another miracle, he should have yelled, screamed, called for his people. He didn't say a word. A third nes, he says he hit them with a spear, mamish, in the man's erva and the isha's erva, connecting the both, that everybody should see. He caught them in the middle of the act, and it wasn't done because of hatred. And they didn't slip off the spear. That's another one. That's another one. And a malach came and elevated the mashke so that Pinchas could go out with a spear upward and take the 2 bodies out. And another one that the malach came and destroyed because the Bnei Shimon were tarid in the Magefa that happened to them, so they didn't have a chance to get close to Pinchas. But Pinchas came, he slammed them into the ground before HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He said to them, said in front of them, Rebbeinu Shalom, Aleilu Yiplesem Avva, El of Yisrael. On this 2 bodies, should 24,000 Yidden die? Should have, like it says in the pasuk, it says those that died in the Magefa were 24,000. Right in the Ksiv, and this is what it says in Tilim. Yamet Pinchas follow, but the also Magefa, Pinchas stood up and he davened, and the Magefa stopped. Amar Rav Lezer, follow. Follow means a lashon meriva. It was like he was arguing and he was very rough with his words against Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Malamed Kaviyachol she'asa Pinchas did plilus, an argument in Kainu with Hakadosh Baruch Hu. He had a complaint for this that he gave him a gift to so many Jews. Big shel malachei asher's ledachavei. Malach Hashem's want to push Pinchas for it looked like it was chutzpahdik against Hashem. But Hakadosh Baruch said, "Amalahem ani choloi Kanai ben Kanayu." He's Azel's the son of Azel's, meaning Pinchas was from the Bnei Levi, who Levi killed the whole city of Shechem because of Dinah. Meishiv Chema ben Meishiv Chema. And he's the grandson of Aaron, who returned and calmed down the anger of Hashem by the story of Korach through the Haktaras Haktaras. After Pinchas killed Zimri, his chilu shvatim abaznai. The shvatim start to embarrass him. He said, "Ben Putiza, did you see the son of this Puti? Shepit Mavi Am Ima Agal Mavitz Gecham, who heard the grandfather, meaning the mother's father, who used to fatten calves to serve idols. And he killed the leader of the Bnei Yisrael. That's why the pasuk comes and is miyachis Pinchas to Aaron. Shnama Pinchas ben Elazar ben Aaron HaKohen. So the Torah says the yichus in a righteous way. Amalei HaKadosh Baruch Hu Moshe Hagdim leShalom. Bring for Shalom, meaning to Pinchas, those that are mavazeh and argue with him, they will have to make up for it. Zog the Gemara, like it says in the pasuk, L'chein Emor. So he should say, so I will say to the Bnei Yisrael, Hineni Neis L'hi, as Bisi Shalom, behold, I will give to them a bris of peace. Zog the Gemara, Uruya Kapara Zu. This kapara that Pinchas did for the Klal Yisrael it should be forever, meaning that he should be made into a kohen, and not only him, but his children forever. Meaning, not only the Pinchas Lazari the kuna should be la'ilam, but also the kapara that his actions and of his zealots should be forever. Meaning, it says over here, they were those karnim that were mechaper in the days of the first and second Beis Hamikdash. They were all from the children of Pinchas. What is this that it says in the pasuk? Zaz and Masnayim. Zaz and Masnayim is referring to thin thighs, like Tayish or goat, or Melch Alkum Imei, a king that revenges forever. So the pasuk says Abba Meis, Abba Be'ilis, 424 Be'ilis living with, because he had intercourse 424 times. That Rasha did that day. Him to my Pinchas, and Pinchas waited. And he didn't kill him. Acha Tashas, the Lashon Tayish is Tashas Koich till his Koich was weak from the Be'ilis. When Yadayam, but Pinchas did not know Shamal Halkum. That means the Hashem, who's the Kel Nekames, is Imai with him, and he didn't have to wait that long for Zimri to become weakened. Zogni Masnisa Tana. We learned in the Bryce that Zimri lived with Kazi Shishim 60 times. Till it became like scrambled eggs. That his baby became like scrambled eggs. And she was filled with Shichazera, like the row in the garden, which is Malaya Mine, which is filled with water. Amar Afghana. The place of her sitting was the measurement of Beisah. Tanab Yosef Kevashala, that the opening to her stomach was the size of an amma. Meaning Cosby was so wide, others say that the place of Meishava was filled with water because of the Shichazera that came out there. Rather, her name was Shvil Noi, the daughter of Tzur. She lied and her father distorted her father because he commanded her not to live only with the leader of Klal Yisrael, which was Moshe. And she went and lived with the Nasi of one of the Shvatim. Davacha, another Pshat, Cosby, Sham Lavia, Koizbi, Shecht. Through me, I'm this nation, meaning through my znus, that I caused the Yidden to live with me. The Yidden should be geschachten, and Am Yisrael should schmatzich. This is the marker of the pisgim that's fluent in the mouth of the people. What are you doing between the reeds and the Atzei Arava that are the edges of the swamps, which is a Makam Yichud? Obviously, you're going to do your needs there. I mean, you're going to live with somebody. But how they clapping the Kanish will know, my boy? What do you want? This place where the clip of the sticks, the shells of the sticks are, which is a secluded place. For sure, you're going there to have snus. Gaftalam, the neifa is, I mean, the disgusting act is gaftalim. I'm sorry. Is on the name of the mother, meaning Hatzia al ima shem shal neyafas v'zayna. She put out a bad name on the mother, that because of her behavior, because of this nagus of Cosby Biznus, they called her, or they called her Zayna Ba Zayna. And caused the cherpa shanda to the mother. Amar Rabbi Yechon said, Chamish Shemesh Yeshlei, 5 names Zimri had. Zimri ben Saul v'Shalom ben Aklan Zushlumiya ben Surishadai. Zimri comes from Zemal Shanasa. He made his own shichazera kabeyam hamuzeres. He made it like a scrambled egg. From all these behilas. Ben Salul al Shehisle Amin Shamishpatre. He caused to remember the erech of his mishpacha, meaning the sins, the disgusting sins of his mishpacha. That he acquired the midah of disgustingness. Okay, right. So he says Ben Salul. I'm sorry, that was Ben Salul. Shaul al shehish latzman dvar avera. He lent himself out to dvar avera. He's called Ben Aknanis. Why? Al shehasa ma'aseh Knan. He did the action of Knan, the son of Cham, the son of Neach, that commanded his children to love Znus. Mashmai, what was his real name? Shlomiah ben Surishadai, who was the Nasi of Shevet Shimon. Zagimar Kain Sheshimish Betuma, a Kain that served Betuma, his brothers, Kahanim, they don't bring him to Bezdin. Rather, the younger light of the Kehuna take him out and they plots his head. Kain that served Betuma, Chai Mis B'nei Shemaim, Oyen Chai Mis B'nei Shemaim, is he Chai Mis B'nei Shemaim or not? I've just said to Ravach, Neisulah. You can learn out the answer to this shaila, very simple. Says a kind that served Tuma, his brothers don't bring him to Bezdin, only the young lads take him outside the Azar and they smash his head. If it's going to enter your mind, Mechayim, that is Chayim V'dei Shamayim for this Aveda, so why did the Kahanim have to deal with it? With killing him? Lish B'kei, the Likta V'dei Shamayim, leave him alone, let him get killed V'dei Shamayim. Elamai, rather you can say Chayim, he's not Chayim V'dei Shamayim. Is there such a thing that somebody is pater minatera and we kill him? Meaning the Pirchei Kahanim kill him? So the Gemara says, Loi, we don't find such a case that the Torah pater is a person from Nainish Misa and we kill him. We learned in the Mishnah. On Pei Aleph Hamid Beis, Mishalak Vashana, somebody who got twice Malchus and then he sinned the third time. Bezdin brings him into that room that his stomach should plots. They would feed him Sa'idim till his stomach plots. But the Torah patters him. And we're going to kill him. We're talking about Malchus. He's getting Malchus on something that is really chayiv. Krisus, the Gav Bakatalu, this person is really Chayim Misa. But in a case where it's Aveda with there's no Chayim Misa or Karis, we don't kill him, like Abach Bar Huna wants to do. The Gemara comes with another time on Abach about Ha'again of Kisva, Esa Kisva, somebody who steals the Kalim that was used in the Beis HaMikdash, Kanoim, Pagan Bayim. The Zalk can kill him, even though he's not Chayim Misa. In fact, Gemara Amar Rabbi Yehuda. So the Gemara slugs it up and says, no, I'm Rabbi Yehuda Miklisharis has Kinan. We're dealing with the Klisharis that was stolen, or a Mizan, there's a Rams from the Teich, that is a Chiv Misa for this Aveda, La Yavaya Liris, Kivala, Esakoj, Vameisu. So here you have a finish a Pasik, V'negeya, if somebody steals Kalim, from the Beis HaMikdash, she is Chayim Misa. Sagt die Gemara, Makala is Hakoisam. Was somebody who's Makala, a sorcerer that's Makala the sorcerer, meaning, we'll soon see what the meaning is. And there the Mishnah says the Kanaim could kill him. Says Gemara, Atani, Rav Yesa says, Yaka Koisam is Koisbe. He's saying, let the sorcerer curse his sorcerer, meaning his source, which is HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Says Gemara, the Mersik, Hashem. Seems like he's cursing Hashem, which is Aveda, that Yechai misses Bezdin. But in the case of Abayos Akusis, somebody who lives with Akusis, the Mishnah says the Zealot kill him, even though she's not Chayv or he's not Chayv Misa. So Gemara Hakruya. Yeah, so Abayos Akusis, even though you're not Chayv Misa, Gemara Hakruya Avkana Mechomei. Avkana had a cholam that says Yehuda was treacherous and there was abomination that was done by Yisrael of Yishlayim because Yehuda had been mechalel, desecrated the holiness of Hashem which he loves, and he lived with a strange god. And when this was told to Avkana, when Avkana told this to Rav, At Kerei Rav Legamrei, the Gemara, Rav remembered everything. That there's a kares on this Aveda, like it says in the pasuk, Yachs Hashem leish asher yasenu eveinu me'alei Yaakov magish b'chal Hashem tzvakes. So you see that the Gemara slugged up this kasha of Ravacha by Avhuna, that tainet that shein anohagim, that we don't kill a person that's not chayv misa l'shemayim. Sheshes holds that the kohen that served b'tumah is not chayv misa b'deshemayim. Nevertheless, we kill him, like we learned in the Mishnah. Avacham is on Rav Sheshes from this Mishnah. Esvei says Hayitzik, somebody who pours shemen on the Mishcha, the one who mixes the oil with the carbon. Somebody pieces. One, somebody who crumbles the mincha into pieces, amelech. Somebody who salts the cup, somebody who elevates the cup, magish. Somebody who actually brings the cup closer, amasade, as lechem aponim al shulchan. Somebody who's masad lechem aponim on the shulchan hamitzvah. Somebody who fixed the neighbors. And the one that does mitzvah, makabel sadamim, and the one who receives money of a carbon after the shechita. Every one of these avedas, if the kain did about chutz outside the hazara, he's potter. If my kain, these avedas chayam malayim loy mishum zareis, that if a zar, which is not a kain, did one of these avedas that you're not chayim isa, well, loy mishum, you're not going to be chayim isa, and loy mishum aveda not because of an aveda. So he says, by zaris, if a zar does it, one of these avedas is not chayim isa, and he's not going to be chayim for the isa of serving with Tumah, and not for missing begadim, but mishum isa aveda lekain sheiner achutz yadam raglaim, and he's not going to be over. He's not going to be punished for misa, for the use of avida of a kohen that's not didn't wash his hands and his feet. The kahanim were mechuyev to wash their hands and the feet from the kiyur before they did the avida. A kohen who did the avida without doing so, his avida is possible. This halach we learn out from the Gzei Shava of the chiyuv of rechitzas yadayim aglaim to the chiyuv of wearing the big day kehuna. The Tana Kama of this Mishnah learns with Gzei Shava also the halacha which is brought over here. Just like bechus begadim you're not going to be chayiv only on the Gemara Aveda, so too anything you can't do without washing your hands. We'll stop over